Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sayyid Abrar. Today we will see the norma lateralis, that is the lateral view of the skull. The bones seen in the norma lateralis are the frontal bone, this one is the parietal bone, occipital bone, temporal bone, this one is the sphenoid bone, zygomatic bone, maxilla, and this one is the nasal bone. Then the features of the norma lateralis, these are the temporal lines. The inferior temporal line in its posterior part turns downward and forward. It continues with the as a supramastoid crest just above the external acoustic meatus and continues anteriorly with the posterior root of the zygomatic arch. Then this one is the zygomatic arch or zygoma. It is on the side of the skull. It is formed anteriorly by, or anterior 1/3 is formed by, this is the temporal process of the zygomatic bone. Posterior 2/3 is formed by zygomatic process of the temporal bone. It is lateral part is subcutaneous. It has upper border and the lower border. It has posterior part of the zygomatic arch fuses with the squamous part of the temporal bone by the two roots, anterior and the posterior root. This anterior end of the upper border is known as jugal point. It has two tubercles on the lower border. This is the articular tubercle. This one is the mandibular fossa or articular fossa, which articulates with the head of the mandible. Posterior to the articular fossa there is a postglenoid tubercle. Just below and behind the posterior root of the zygomatic arch there is a opening known as external acoustic meatus. This opening is the external acoustic meatus. Its anterior, inferior and lower part of the posterior margin is formed by tympanic plate. This one is the tympanic plate. Posterior superior part is formed by squamous part of the temporal bone. Then the mastoid part of the temporal bone. This one is the mastoid part of the temporal bone. Superiorly it continues with the squamous part of the temporal bone. Superiorly it articulates with the parietal bone at the parotomastoid suture. This suture is the parotomastoid suture. Posteriorly it articulates with the squamous part of the occipital bone at the occipitomastoid suture. This suture is the occipitomastoid suture. These two sutures, parotomastoid and occipitomastoid, fuses at the lateral end of the lamroid suture. This suture is the lamroid suture. This point is known as asterion. This is in the infants, this is the site for posterolateral or mastoid fontanelle, which closes at the age of 1 year or 12 months. This is the mastoid process, breast-like projection which is directed downward. It appears at the age of 2nd year of the life. This is the styloid process, needle-like thin long process which is directed downward, forward and slightly medially from the norma basalis. Its base is ensheathed by the tympanic plate. Then the temporal fossa, this area above the zygomatic arch. Its boundaries are above by the superior temporal line, below by the anterior or upper margin of the zygomatic arch, laterally and medially by this crest is the infratemporal crest of the greater wing of the sphenoid. Then this is the anterior wall of the temporal fossa which is formed by zygomatic bone, part of the frontal bone and the sphenoid bone. This wall separates the fossa from the orbit. There is a deep gap deep to the zygomatic arch, which is wider anteriorly, narrow below. Through this gap, temporal fossa communicates with the infratemporal fossa. Below the zygomatic arch, this area is known as infratemporal fossa. On the floor of the temporal fossa is crossed by H-shaped suture. This is the H-shaped suture where four bones unite. This is the frontal bone, this one is the parietal bone, this is the sphenoid bone, this one is the temporal bone. This is the thin part of the skull, also known as pterion. Deep to the pterion, there lies the middle meningeal vein, anterior division of middle meningeal artery, and the stem of the lateral sulcus. It is situated 4 cm above the midpoint of the zygomatic arch and 2.5 cm behind the frontozygomatic suture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.